Yeah, I definitely had to settle in. I knew going against Gabe, he's just so savvy of a competitor. I have to thank my coach, Jeremy Flores, for the pep talk online today. I wasn't with him. I haven't seen him today or yesterday, but he gave a pep talk when he was doing the broadcast. So that actually got me really to think about how to engage and get in the heat. And so I tried to push a bit deeper today. There's some big lumps coming across it, so it's hard to, if you take off behind one of those lumps, you're kind of, it's almost impossible to make them. And that first one, I was a little bit deep, and I didn't get a super clean entry. I kind of delayed my paddle a little, trying to find a bump, and it whitewashed me. And then when I finally got up in the barrel, I just fell into a cavern and got smashed. And then, gosh, I don't remember the sequence, but then I took off on a massive one, like probably one of the bigger ones I've ever paddled into out here, it felt like, and I just dove from the lip. I started paddling and I thought maybe I'm under it, but it just, the apex of the paddle of the ledge went underneath me, and I was like, well, I don't know, the boys would be stoked if I went, so I just stood up and jumped, and I was in the air just going, Eli Hanneman, like, I know how you feel. And so shout out to Eli, he inspired me there. But, then I just thought, like, look, if I'm going to have a good heat with Gabe, I don't know if I'll ever have another heat with him. And he got me last time. I need to settle in. I just started doing little breathing exercises and calming down and get the heart rate down and just focus. Okay, start over here. And then he got that long one all the way in, and I kind of pulled a Medina on him. I got a barrel, got a short one, got the 7, but it was a nice, chunky short one. And then I was sitting on the back with the priority, and my good one came. And I could see Strider just going, you better get this thing. So. Yeah, it was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Today.
Yeah, best surf cold 12 years later. Yeah, it felt good. I mean, that final we had was a dream scenario anyways, just to be in that heat, in those conditions, and after having that heat with John, which is, will go down in my lifetime as, I'll think back on, that'll be the top of all the heats I've ever had, and dream scenario to tie with John out here. And to surf against both those guys in the same contest was super special. These last couple of days, if the wind was like that those days, it'd be similar. If it was glacier, it'd be the same kind of thing we're looking at. But super special. I just knew Gabe was going to probably start just getting a bunch of waves and settle himself into some sort of 7s and 8s, and then if he sticks in himself underneath one of those big ones, could easily get the 9s or whatever. He only needed a 9 at the end, and I was thinking he's not far out of it. I mean, he's super in this heat right now, and. Part of me was thinking he'd come back, and part of me was thinking it would be super cool if he came back and beat me, because it would just make the heat such a good story, But then I settled back out there after he got back out of the combo. I just went, okay, let's think about putting him in a combo situation here. What do I need to do? Let's maximize what's out here as opposed to like try to just surf a smart heat. Let's maximize the points out here, and so I ended up getting that other good one. No, it's kind of what I expected. There were a lot of, obviously you see those comments, a lot of people doubting me or that they should have gone to a local wild card, and I get why people say that. Ronnie Nelson, shout out to you, I forgive you. All good. But when you see your friends say it, it pisses you off, So, but when there's, without pressure, you got no diamonds, so it kind of fired me up to see that stuff. And also, if people feel that way, even after all this time, I have something to prove. I need to go out and show that it went to the right guy. And, if I had lost that heat, it might have still felt like it was that way. But I think I proved myself there. And I usually have a hard heat or two early on in a contest when I start doing well that settles me down. And so I'll feel a lot calmer after that. Like I told you before, I felt like I had a little bit of a stomach ulcer. I mean, we don't need to talk about any of that, but everyone knows Gabe's been through a lot lately, and also highs and lows. And I really, we've become good friends, and I just really appreciate his surfing and his career, and I think he's awesome. So, huge shout out to Gabriel. And it's tough to come all this way, and, also losing to someone who's not in the title race and that kind of stuff it's like I'm on the other side of that now. So I feel all those emotions and the toughness of that travel and being away from family and all that stuff. It's when you have a loss, it sucks. So that was a very emotional heat. I almost started crying afterwards, so it was great. I think I can.